The guests gasped as the church doors creaked open, but the bride was nowhere to be seen. The groom's face turned pale. His worst nightmare was unfolding before his eyes. His bride had vanished on their wedding night, and when they finally found her, the truth was more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories, or please complete our 1,000 subscribers. The wedding had been a grand affair. White roses lined the aisle, soft music played in the background, and the air smelled of fresh beginnings. Amelia was supposed to walk down that aisle, wearing the dress she had dreamed of since childhood. But as the minutes passed, the whispers in the room grew louder. Where was she? Her best friend Lillian rushed to the bridal suite, her heels clicking against the marble floor. The sight that greeted her sent a shiver down her spine. The wedding dress lay on the floor, perfectly intact, the veil still pinned to the dresser, but Amelia was gone. Her phone sat abandoned on the table with a half-typed message. "I have to tell you something." Panic spread like wildfire. The groom, Daniel, felt his heart pounding in his chest. His love, his future, had disappeared without a trace. The police were called, and an immediate search began. The last person who had seen Amelia was the makeup artist, who said she had been smiling, excited for the biggest day of her life. But something was off. One of the bridesmaids, Sophie, mentioned that Amelia had been acting strangely the night before. She had seemed distracted, nervous, as if she had a secret too heavy to bear. As hours turned into days, hope began to wither. Flyers with Amelia's face were plastered across town. Search parties combed the area, but there was no sign of her. The town, once filled with wedding bells and laughter, was now drowning in whispers and fear. Where had she gone? Had she run away, or had something much darker happened? A week later, a call changed everything. A hiker, miles away in a dense forest, had found a woman, barefoot, her once white wedding gown now torn and covered in dirt. It was Amelia. She was alive, but when they got to her, her eyes were hollow, her voice barely above a whisper. She didn't remember what had happened. She didn't remember how she got there. But the fear in her eyes said one thing: something terrible had happened to her. As the doctors tended to her, flashes of memory began to resurface. A dark car, a struggle, a familiar voice whispering in her ear, "You should have never said yes." The revelation sent shockwaves through everyone who had loved her. Who could have done this? Who had stolen her away on what was supposed to be the happiest night of her life? Then the truth unraveled in the most chilling way. The last message Amelia had tried to send before she vanished was retrieved. It was meant for Daniel, and when they pieced it together, it read, "I have to tell you something. Someone doesn't want me to marry you." The police dug deeper. Old wounds, hidden grudges, and long-buried secrets came to light. And the most horrifying part? The person responsible for Amelia's disappearance wasn't a stranger. It was someone close, someone who had watched her grow up. The day before the wedding, Amelia had discovered a secret, one that could have destroyed lives. A secret about her own family, about betrayal that had festered for years. And someone, desperate to keep that secret buried, had decided that she could never walk down that aisle. When the truth finally came out, it was more than just shocking. It was heartbreaking. The person behind it all was someone Amelia had trusted her entire life, someone she had called family. Justice was served, but the scars remained. Amelia never looked at the world the same way again. The wedding she had dreamed of never happened, but what she gained was something more valuable: truth, resilience, and the courage to walk away from the people who had tried to control her fate. And as she stood by the ocean months later, watching the waves crash against the shore, she realized something. Sometimes, the worst nights lead to the strongest versions of ourselves. If you liked this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more emotional and suspenseful stories like this. Your support means everything.